We have a lot of decks. Good. I am proud of you guys. Thank you so much for doing all of this. So grab a water because it's about to get crazy. So for this segment of the stream, we decided to do a deck doctor portion. A lot of popular streamers do that, where chat sends in their deck lists for the expert, quote unquote, and then we can analyze, analyze the decks together. We got a 60 here. Absolutely love 60. We're not gonna see a lot of 60s here. I'm gonna tell you, this is Harrison Gray's, Dr. Gray's list. I will tell you why I love 60 so much. I said it in a previous video, but I think 60 is the absolute best way to play Branded. Pretty standard, because like in 60 you definitely want to play 2 Quem. We don't play Desires here. I like Desires in 60, but I understand it. The 3 Tragedy with the 3 Allure of Darkness, I think it's a really good combination, because you get to resolve that a lot, and that searches Quem today, which is beautiful. We love that. 3 Albion the Shrouded. This card is absolutely nuts. I think it's good. Dramaturge, on the other hand, I think is a little bit of an overkill. You're probably not going to get to it, realistically. Same thing with like the wider Bestial package. I would rather have like 3 Lubellion and more Serenir, just because it's such a good discard. We have a lot of other things. I think that 2 Branded in red, if you're not playing Desires, I'm not sure if I would have done that. Branded in white, again, you don't have a lot of dragons here, considering it's a 60. And Regained and Beast, or Regained is pretty good. Beast, it's coming back into fashion now, I think. Another Masquerade, you definitely don't need 2. Dragoon is amazing. Furious is a good tech option. And Proskinian, as much as I love this card, if it doesn't have 3 effects and does something when it hits the graveyard, get it out of here, Dr. Gray. Our new favorite deck, Branded Chimera. We are seeing the kit and Branded White package, beautiful. Fenrir is so freaking good in this deck, guys. What I did understand recently is that you can probably cut down to 1 Aluber, because you never ever want to see this in your hand, because you don't want to normal it. And if you play Quem, you just summon Quem if you hard open it. I think this is a better play. The 2 different arts of Droll and Lockbird are fucking criminal in my opinion. This is like, this side is, I'm gonna ignore the side deck just because what is going on there. Instant Fusion is interesting. We're summoning Millennium Eyes Restrict. I thought about that when I was building, teching out the deck. It's an interesting thought. Yeah, nothing special in the extra deck. 2 Mirajit, you can probably do okay with 1. Like, you see, you need the Magnum. Like, the Magnum is so good, and you don't have it in your deck. You don't have it. I think you should find room for Magnum here. Yo, what is going on? I don't think this deck works. I don't think this deck works. This is a beast. Aren't you locked into Fiends? Yeah. Welcome locks you to beasts. To Fiends, sorry. Okay, so this is a Labyrinth deck. If you're here, please tell us a little bit more about your deck. We have like a pretty standard Labyrinth engine, kind of low on traps overall. And we have a Chimera engine within it. I think there might be a little bit of contradiction here, just because the Welcome locks you into Fiends, and you have 1 Fiend in your extra deck. For 2 turns, you cannot summon Guardian Chimera or Chimera the King of Phantom Beasts. Correct me if I'm wrong, chat. This is kind of trolly. Yo! Okay. So we have a pretty nice looking Predaplant DPE Branded. Very interesting, I think. Let's see the extra deck. I think the extra deck matters. So the bonus usually with Predaplant is that it has a pretty small engine. I think this looks like a really fun deck to play. Like, these cards, I miss playing DPE. I played a little bit DPE with Chimera. It was hella nice. But unfortunately, it always gets yanked by the Dark Charmer. Chimera, super straightforward list. Not going to spend too much on it. I will deduct points for the Nibiru between the Gamma Seals at the bottom. I'm going to ignore the side deck. I think the extra deck is good. I don't think you need 2 Dragostapelia. I can guarantee you from 50 plus hours of testing, you will not summon 2. Draco Equest is fine if you want to respect the Synchrons. That deck doesn't do anything anyway. The only main thing that I want to talk about when it comes to this list is the one Albaz. By playing one Albaz, you are preventing yourself the best grind game portion of this deck. Here's a secret. Chimera doesn't grind that well without the branded engine being live. So think about your first turn with Chimera. Kotal, Swords Knight, Berfamat, Gazelle. You go through all of the monsters once and once and a half because you search a bunch of them to the hand. So basically by turn 3, you should have probably 1 Kotal and 1 Mirror Swords Knight in the deck. Okay? What happens next? You start top decking Branded Fusion. You start drawing it with Chimera. And that's when you get to the OTK part of your deck where Lubellion shuffles 15 fucking illusions with a Chimera and attacks your opponent for 15 times. This is how the deck, in my opinion, works the best right now. And since you're only playing 1 Albaz, once you activate that Branded Fusion, you are done with this card. This card becomes a brick. Yeah, it's a pretty solid small package Branded. I think you could definitely get away with not playing Kit in this build. You don't need that extra consistency, in my opinion. And the Droll feels kind of jammed. Right. Now we're cooking. Now we are cooking, guys. Shaddoll, Branded, Chimera. Basically, what you want to do, I don't know if this is like a blind second. There are a few non-engines here. This is interesting, but I think that the master plan here is going second with Shaddoll Fusion, getting Shek and Naga with Gazelle, and Gazelle getting you your engine. I'm not going to be like a negative Nancy over here with all the non-pure builds, but however cool this may be, this does not do more than what Chimera does. You should be playing 3 openings and maybe 1 Aluber. Wham would be helpful for you as well. Maybe even draw spells. I can assume you are breaking 30% of the time with this deck. This is probably Yoav's list. Yoav, if you're in the chat, let us know. Yoav, if you don't know, is the European champion for Dragon Duel this year. That guy is from my locals. He's the coolest guy ever. And this is his deck. Shout out to him. Joking? I'll tell you what's the problem. I understand what's going on here. Okay, so what he's trying to do here is there's a lot of times, and this is a good thing that you've identified. You've identified that sometimes you have Branded Fusion, but you already have access to your Chimera engine. So why would I send another Gazelle? So I'll tell you what, you just make a Mirror Jade, buddy. You just make a Mirror Jade with Dark Monster. Like you send both Albaz from the deck, shuffle back, you discard. You keep 1 Albaz in the graveyard, which is actually amazing because you get to send Grindbrum and create another interaction. Similar to what we already saw. I don't like the board breakers in the main. I gotta say that I like 3 Dark Ruler in the main, 2 Aluber. Guys, these cards might get limited tomorrow. I encourage you, play as many of them as you possibly can as long as you can, okay? I'm begging you, don't do this. Don't say,
oh, I only played 2 Allura. I don't really feel like I need 3. You know, it's a little bit too much for me.
Thank you so much for everybody who participated in this one. I hope we can do more. I hope you learned something. Leave a comment down below. Like the video. Subscribe. I'll see you in the next one. Peace.